There you see the backdrop of One Oak Field. It's the downtown skyline of the city of Tulsa as we get set for another match with the Tulsa Roughnecks tonight, with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC making the road trip here to Tulsa for the very first time this season. The previous match between these two, a 4-2 victory for the Switchbacks FC, and some familiar faces who have had a lot of success against the Roughnecks in the past. You see the teams coming out of the tunnel. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Jeremy Poplin, joined by Dave Saunders. The Roughnecks coming off of that loss inside their rival, the Black Gold Derby with Oklahoma City. And we get to see two familiar faces in Jordan Burt and Shane Malcolm. This is from last October, in which both individuals had a lot of success against the Roughnecks, Dave. Fast forward even to the last matchup, as you see the Burt goal here, the 4-2 victory. Burt and Malcolm had a goal each as well from both of those two. So let's look at tonight's matchup, and knowing that Jordan Burt is going to be a very large part of the attack here for Colorado. So is Shane Malcolm. Dave, the Roughnecks have to be aware of their presence at every single instance during this game. Absolutely.
They're 2 of 3 up front. 4-3-3 it is. And they will have their work cut out, the Roughnecks defense tonight. You know, they've conceded a lot of goals, the Roughnecks, this season. Can they produce a shutout? These guys, you know, they have failed to score on 12 occasions this season. But as you say, those two fellas, they're going to be work for the Roughnecks tonight.
Quickly, let's take a look at Michael Gamble, who both of us agree has been one of the more potent weapons for the Roughnecks. He has stepped up his play here as of late, Dave, and has proved his value here to the Roughnecks.
Oh, yeah, Michael Gamble, in my opinion, is a class act, and I just hope he gets on the score sheet tonight, leading the line.
DJ Dean as well, the youngster straight out of Union High School here locally, will get an opportunity to tonight, and we'll see both of those players linked up top playing with each other here tonight as we get set for tonight's matchup. The national anthem is coming up here in a few moments, and when we take a timeout, we'll come back. We'll be set for kickoff live from downtown Tulsa at One Oak Field. I'm Jeremy Poplin. This is Dave Saunders, and you're watching on ESPN Plus and Cox Your View.
They're pretty dang good. It's a good feeling when they start getting responsible for things, and the vehicle's a big part of that.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years and all the stories you can tell with Athena.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get 18% of MSRP cash back on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT pickups when you finance with GM Financial. That's $9,000 on this Silverado. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days.
What defines you? Your pain, your illness, your injury. At Hillcrest, we see it a little differently. Your hope defines you. Your strength, your willingness to fight no matter what the odds. Because we believe every life is worth fighting for.
PSO Power Hours customers talk about their new thermostat.
The fact that you get a free thermostat, it's quite a perk.
Makes your house a smart home because of the Wi-Fi thermostat.
Can you get the app on my phone and I can adjust the thermostat as I need it?
Just pull out the phone, you can turn it to what you want it to, and whenever you walk in, the house is nice and cozy.
Right,
and,
exactly.
I love that feature.
See your program options and sign up today at psoklahoma.com/powerhours.
When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. TulsaRefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff.
All right, welcome back in here at One Oak Field. Jeremy Poplin, Dave Saunders with you as we get set for tonight's kickoff with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC in town tonight to take on the Roughnecks. There you see our official tonight taking photos. Michael Radchuk, Shane Kennard, the assistant, along with Jared Palmer, and Roy Robson Robinson will be the fourth official on this evening. We'll take a look at the starting lineups first for the visitors, Dave, from Colorado Springs. We'll see there Shane Malcolm along with Jordan Burt, and then Mason Toy, who's coming in. He's the draft pick, 7th overall from Minnesota United out of IU. He's looking to make a name for himself. And Luke Bercoloni there in the middle, the crafty veteran.
A lot of experience there, and we didn't even mention the back four, Pop, which has been together now. 3 out of the 4 have played 25 games this season, so it's a stern test for the Roughnecks tonight. There's Coach Ensign, who's looking for his 2nd win on the season.
We'll take a look at the starting 11 for your Tulsa Roughnecks as well. There's Dean and Gamble, the combination up top. It's a little bit of a different lineup tonight. Chase Gentry gets the start in goal. You see there Ferrara, who's on loan from FC Dallas, paired up right next to Alice Covarrubias, making his first appearance in the lineup for the Tulsa Roughnecks as well. And Brandon Cervania as well, also on loan from FC Dallas, Dave.
Yeah, interesting lineup, isn't it? Cervania, we rate him very highly. He'll probably play more central than maybe the captain there. And Paris G and Vukovic there will play left and right backs in the back four. Big night for the goalkeeper tonight, Chase Gentry. His first start. Good luck to him, and also to DJ Dean. It's a different looking Roughnecks tonight.
Let's bring in the 3rd member of our crew, Brady Ballou, who is down the pitch level. Brady, some of your thoughts as we get set for tonight's matchup with Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
Well, gentlemen, Coach Ensign making the Switchbacks think about Tulsa a little bit differently tonight by switching up that lineup. But this is a chance for new players to step up, give the coach something to think about going forward. And once again, we've been blessed with some great weather here in Tulsa. And while it's just a little humid, everything else is just about perfect for a night of soccer here in Tulsa. Absolutely.
We're just a few moments away. Temperature here at kickoff is nice. It's in the 80s. We did have a bit of rain before, 2.5 hours prior to the match. The tarp was down on the playing surface. You walked around on the pitch, Dave. You really can't tell that there was any amount of moisture at all.
No, absolutely not. Went down there, as you said, about an hour and a half before kickoff. It really is a dry field and a good field to play on. So here we go.
I'd like to welcome all of you watching in on ESPN Plus, also here locally on Cox, Your View. We appreciate your support. And Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC will start with some early possession here to get this thing started. It will be a throw-in for the Roughnecks. One thing that I did notice in some of the comments from not only Steve Trittschuh, the head coach there from Colorado Springs, but also some of the players as well, I think they were under the impression that the pitch, albeit still smaller than what they play on at Widener, I don't know if they were aware of the improvements to the level of pitch here in Tulsa. They were still expecting the super short and also very narrow pitch. It is much wider than what it was in the past. Still, though, not quite as wide as what we've seen at Colorado Springs. But they were talking about, Dave, how that could play to their advantage, where they might try to press a little bit more here, even on the road.
Yeah, and and they need to come and win, quite frankly, don't they? I mean, the Roughnecks, bottom of the league, have they're just almost playing for pride now, aren't they? And so with a changed up lineup, but the Switchbacks have got to come here. It could play into their hands. It could go against them. Who knows? But they need to get off early here and put pressure on those top 8 places, don't they?
Long ball there, looking for Burt. Chase Gentry has it easily for him. That is the storyline heading into tonight's match as well that we did not discuss enough of here in the pregame is Chase Gentry in the goal tonight. It was a mistake there at the end of the first half against Oklahoma City from Fabian Serta, who had virtually started every game and had, except for that one Open Cup match, as there in the back, Jamal Jack in front of Poiti to clear that one away. It was Diaz who had a brief moment of possession there in the box, and the Roughnecks here, little nice footwork there from Diaz. Keeps a bit of possession here for the Roughnecks.
And it's important the Roughnecks do keep possession here early on, isn't it? And get a feel of the football and also a feel for each other, because, there are some changes if you're just joining the broadcast. Here's one of them in goal now. Big night for Chase Gentry.
Yeah, his regular season debut was Wednesday. Played the entire second half after the decision was made to not put Fabian Serta back in for the second half. So this is his first start in USL play. Comes to us from California, Cal State Dominguez Hills. Had just a little over a goal per game average allowed. 34 career wins, which was fourth most in school history, and he'll be tested here tonight from the Switchbacks FC. It's a good look at trying to establish some form of possession here for Colorado Springs, which at times this season has been maybe one of their weaker points. Typically not one of those teams that you're going to see that wins the possession battle. You see a giveaway. Jack with a nice turn at the back. Finds Burt working in tight space there. Little triangle knocked away from him. The assistant will point in favor of Colorado Springs, and quickly here with the throw. Fercoloni, 36 years of age is Luke.
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he? We've seen him on several occasions, never lets the club down. And as you say, 36 years young, still got a good engine on him, playing in the midfield there. Good player.
You see there, 9th here in the West, trying to fight for that final spot in the playoffs is Colorado. Here's a long ball looking forward, running onto it now. Jack is the closest one there. It's Ferrara. Ferrara cutting to his left. Square ball there, leaves it for Diaz. Gamble steps in front. Gamble the shot, and Poiti has it. Good build-up and counter from the Tulsa Roughnecks.
Certainly was. Ferreira did well there, found Gamble well, and there was a good decoy run there from Isaac Diaz, and onto his right foot was Michael Gamble. Just not enough width there around the keeper. Good save from the keeper, good hands from the keeper there.
One little touch just to step to the side of Sam Hamilton there. But Gamble, who we highlighted here early on, continuing with this little group of games. Dangerous ball there. Morton handles it well on a dead sprint now. Sprays out wide. DJ Dean. Nice spin move and footwork with DJ Dean. Look at the skill set on the youngster, Josh Morton, and the assistant's flag is up. This will not count. Here on the near side, the flag was up, 3 or 4 seconds before that ball found the back of the net. We'll get some thoughts on Brady Ballou with that. Nice little skill there from DJ Dean, Brady.
DJ Dean doing what he does best, going at that front foot of the defender, and you know, this is the exact thing you want to see out of a youngster early on in the game, taking on guys, getting involved in the attack, and ultimately a bummer of a decision by the referee, but I think it may be the correct.
I believe they caught Morton is the one on the run through, Dave. Maybe just a step off. Our replays tonight brought to you by HarscoJobs.com. Want to thank Harsco and Tankersley Food Service for all of their great work here sponsoring our replays. That's dangerous with the header back. Gentry has it.
But that'll do Chase Gentry a lot of good, won't it, that he was able to collect that ball. That's what a goalkeeper wants if you're making your first start. You want something to just get the hands on the ball there, and he had to work a little bit hard, but just coming back to the offside, correct decision from the officials. It's a shame that DJ Dean couldn't chase his own ball through there, because he would have been onside.
Ferrara turn, look, it's Michael Gamble. Gamble slots it, it's off the post. Turned away here in the early going, but a nice look from Ferrara to set that up initially. Roughnecks with Paris G. One touch towards the byline. Ball floating over the top of Dean. Running onto it now is Diaz. He will have it in front of the defender Hunter.
Incredible, isn't it? When you're bottom of the league, you just don't get the luck to run with you. Michael Gamble did everything right, apart from putting the ball in the back of the net. He hit the post with a tremendous effort. Keeper beaten, and DJ Dean is offside here. But what a start, Pop, from the Roughnecks. They're coming back from a 3-0 defeat to their closest rivals on Wednesday. 3 days later, here they are, and absolutely tremendous. Here's the replay. Here's Gamble inside the area. Does everything right there past the keeper, apart from just hits the post instead of going inside. What a great start, though, from the men in orange.
Tried to test Poiti on the near post. And it goes back to what we had mentioned even on Wednesday night. One area that Michael Insian says, hey, we have to get better at, and that is just finishing there in that third. And the Roughnecks unfortunate so far here this evening with one off of the post.
Well, if you're looking at this game on ESPN Plus or Cox Your View, here's Gamble again looking to go through, and you have no idea where these teams are on the table. You wouldn't pick the team in orange as your bottom team. It's an absolutely brilliant start from the Roughnecks, but can they convert it into a goal?
Throw in here near midfield for the Roughnecks. It's a little bit of a different feel even from Wednesday night, Dave. Brady had made the comment, both teams on Wednesday night, a bit of a frantic start. Didn't really feel like there was any kind of rhythm between either team, really, but that hasn't been the case here. It's been an energized start here for the Roughnecks, but very much in control here in the early going. Here's Dean from the touch.
And it's fresh legs as well, isn't it? Here's Dean, who's had a great start to the game.
Foul here in favor of the Roughnecks. Out to challenge was Tombe. JJ got a piece of DJ right there in the corner, and this will be Diaz. The referee Radchuk wants to pull that ball back just about a foot. So good opportunity here in the 10th minute for the Roughnecks. Diaz's ball there towards the front post off of one of the defenders. That one skipped. I think that's what Ferrara is trying to say right now, that he felt like that it came off of the defender. We will have a chance to see that on the replay here in 1 second.
It was just wide of the post, wasn't it? And we certainly thought that should have been a corner, but on we go.
Suggs with some space, too far in front of him on that touch. Square for Diaz. Gamble calling for it, making a strong run on the inside. Cervania now. 1-2 with Diaz.
And an offside there.
That's twice now for DJ Dean. Got to be aware.
Yeah, he has to be aware. He's young and he wants to come in, doesn't he, and do really well. The youngster, is his first start as well. And, you know, sometimes you can just be a little bit eager, and he's obviously going just a yard too quickly. And again, no complaints from me with the flag going up there because he was just a yard off.
Gamble there tried to attack. Tombe steps in, dispossesses for Coloni. Leaves here for Burt. Burt steps over, looks to his left. Suggs. A bit of pressure now from the Roughnecks as Diaz will try to come and help close down. Slip there from Hamilton as he watched that ball roll past him. Morton now. Nice settle from Gamble there in the center circle. Ball towards the corner. Dean's not going to be able to get there in enough time. Poiti has it. But the right idea from the Roughnecks here as we are now in the 12th minute.
And clearly, Coach Ensian has said, you know, to DJ Dean, you're right up against Taylor Hunter there, the right back for the Colorado side. And, you know, take him on, get one-on-one, and let's see what you can do.
Covarrubias. First official look at him with the Roughnecks. Oh, the minutes he put in with Los Dos. Spent some time in OKC as well, did Alex. Ice there from Ferrara. Youngster from FC Dallas. Skips by Poiti. Whether that took a bad hop or not, Taylor Hunter was the defender there on the opposite side. Just to the inside of DJ Dean. Here's Gamble with Dean. Gamble cuts. Leaves there. Cervania just wide, but it comes off the defender, and that will be a corner kick, a Metro PCS corner kick. Metro PCS wireless figured out.
Well, DJ Dean and Michael Gamble wouldn't have played a lot together, you know, out on the surface that we're seeing. They've done a lot of training together, but they're linking up so well. And it ended up with a shot there from Sylvania that the referee spotted just a flick off a defender. So corners to the Roughnecks with Isaac Diaz.
Got Ferrara near post. Rolling there. Quati had to go up and get it. Just came off of Munoz.
Munoz did well there, didn't he? He had it inked back, and the keeper did well just to keep that from going over the white line.
You know, big news for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC here in the last 2 weeks, Dave Saunders, because they have announced with the city of Colorado Springs that they're going to build a stadium in downtown Colorado Springs. I believe we have an image of that we can show you here in one moment. That long searching ball just couldn't go to it. We'll show you at the next opportunity of what that's going to look like, because it looked absolutely beautiful. Widener Field, now their home. The plan is to play there one more season next year and then potentially have the new stadium open in 2020.
That is indeed great, exciting news, isn't it? And it's coming up here. There it is. Look at that. It's always exciting wherever it is in the world if a new soccer stadium is going to be built, you know, soccer specific. That is tremendous for them. And roll on 2020. Yeah,
and they will be the main tenant there. They will also host several other events, like, for instance, Colorado College is there. Air Force Academy is just right down the street. Maybe have a little college soccer that's there, some lacrosse as well. They are excited about it, but it will be the main home for the Switchbacks FC. So more exciting news coming your way out of the USL. That was a quick look at Morton. You know, we've talked a lot about Gamble for how well that he's played over the last couple of weeks. I feel like that Morton's kind of elevated his level of play.
Yeah, I said it in commentary on Wednesday, just before he unfortunately gave away the penalty. But I think he's done really well. He's a utility player. He doesn't necessarily play at centre-back. Here he is on the left of the defence. He is playing centre-back tonight, but I like him. He's a good player. He gets up from corners. He's, as we've seen in previous weeks of previous games, he can score goals from, you know, set pieces, and he's a great player and a good lad off the field as well.
Here he is one more time. No panic in Josh Morton. Diaz. Good work there from Schweitzer to step in front. Diaz, or Ferrara, excuse me, comes away with it. Trying to dribble. Not much space in there whatsoever. DJ Dean now fighting against Hunter. Ilm Vukovic. See there, 34 tackles, 91 duels won. That actually leads the team for Joshua Morton, rookie out of Cal. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com and receive free shipping on orders over $50. Hard tackle there, and this will result in a card.
Yeah, I think that's right. It was a hard tackle, and I didn't think it helped Vukovic's cause that he was had to be warned by the referee for a little bit of dissent there. So correct decision, and good to see that the Mr. Malcolm is okay after that challenge.
Vukovic, that's the third yellow on him. Also, too, that is now officially the 50th yellow card awarded to the Roughnecks this season. Only two other teams have more yellows than what the Roughnecks do in the West, with card number 50. Played into the box, headed out by Isaac Diaz. Back and controlled near midfield. Mistake there from Paris G. Results in a corner now for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
Really important now, the Roughnecks, from the Roughnecks' point of view, that they keep this little piece of play out here. They've had a great start to the game, bottom of the league. Everybody in these parts certainly knows that. 18 minutes gone, they've had a great start, but can they defend this corner against this, you know, mature Colorado switchback side?
Here's Suggs, who's just a workhorse for Colorado Springs. Off of the bounce, Gamble with Dean. Flying out of nowhere there was Shane Malcolm, showing you his speed. Third year for Suggs with the Switchbacks FC.
Going to need a new ball here. That was not quite right, say the players.
Hamilton back to Burt. Headed away by Morton. Covarrubias finds Diaz. Diaz now with the dribble. Taken right back by Colorado Springs. Vercoloni.
Switchbacks enjoying their best period of possession here. As I said, they're an experienced side. And
probably since the opening moments.
That's exactly, yeah, the point I would make is that it's been all Roughnecks in terms of possession, but this is good from the men in white tonight.
Long switch to the opposite side. Suggs. Paris G doing work defensively. Covarrubias, just one little touch. Enough for Gamble.
Switchbacks fans will know the quality of Josh Suggs. We've seen him several times and he's never seems to let his side down, and he gets forward, doesn't he? He's back in a defensive position now, but he really does like to go up against Paris G there. He's playing right back for the Roughnecks tonight.
Unlucky there, Covarrubias. Opportunity for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Vercoloni. Malcolm. Long driven ball from Malcolm immediately. Hand in the air and throws his head back. Very aware of his mistake.
And that's the difference between the two sides, isn't it? That final ball at the moment for the Switchbacks just isn't happening. The Roughnecks, okay, not in the last few minutes, but they have had some good opportunities where they've been able to get behind the back four of the Switchbacks tonight.
You know, the Switchbacks have been a team, Dave, that you look at where they're at. 18th in the league in goals with 27th. They are in the top 10 in shots with 304. Just a 12% conversion rate for them. So it has been an area where they've struggled at times. 12 games in which they haven't scored a goal. And in the fight for this 8th spot here, and there's still a long way to go before we get to the playoffs. But just going through and looking at the areas where they've struggled and where they've been good, they've been good about beating teams from that 11th, 12th place on down. That's where the majority of their points have come from, because they're only 2-8-2 against teams that are currently right now in the top 8 of the Western table.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, is there? Because you've got to pick up those points, and they'll obviously come here, you know, against the bottom side looking to get 3 more points tonight. But you're right, at some stage you've got to go up against that top 8 and say, we need a result, especially at home. We'll need a result. They have scored 4 goals on 3 occasions, and that one of those was, of course, the last one against the Roughnecks in that 4-2 win. So they can score goals, they are capable, but they've got some defending to do now against the bottom side.
Yeah, and in 2 of those games with 4 goals, there's a long attempt. Covarrubias said, I'll have a go from 40. 2 of those games in which they scored 4, here's the look at Covarrubias. 4-0 win against Reno early and a 4-1 win against Portland. Those 2 teams currently are sitting there in the playoffs.
Yeah, and after this, on the 25th, they go to Phoenix Rising, of course, who are 3rd, and then they play the top team before the month of August is out. So 2 big games, and it's our point, isn't it? They need to get some points in those games if they're really serious about making that top 8.
Sent out a play for the throw-in now for Tulsa. DJ Dean.
As you say, Pop, lots of twists and turns, lots of minutes to be played before this season is done and dusted.
Referee's going to stop play here for a moment. I believe that's Cervania.
Bring Brady Ballou, you know, from the Roughnecks' point of view, a great start. But then, to be fair to the Switchbacks, they've come back and had plenty of possession in the last few minutes. So 0-0 about right, isn't it?
Both teams, I felt, at least at pitch level, have, you know, they've taken their time. They've been patient. They both had the time, 12 minutes to sort of feel each other out. And for Tulsa, I've been really pleased with Covarrubias and the balance he's provided in front of that back line. And for Colorado Switchbacks, I think Shane Malcolm is a guy for 90 minutes. This is a guy that can be dangerous with 5 goals, 4 assists. It's not only the amount of goals, but the quality of goals in him. So keep an eye on him for the next, 65, 70 minutes.
And that's a guy, Brady, that has speed for days.
Oh, the guy can absolutely move. He spent a little bit of time on trial in Tulsa in 2015, and just being able to train with him, we were able to see how often he can be as quick as he is.
Dean keeps it in play. Step away from the byline, step over now, ball played across, cut down there by the defense. Well done from Colorado Springs. Little bump in favor now. That will go against Cervania.
Taylor Hunter, the right back wearing 6 there for Switchbacks. He knows he's in a game tonight.
Yes.
He's up against a lad that is a rookie and is desperate to get minutes. And here he is. He's been given the chance by Coach Ensian. It's his first start, and Taylor Hunter will know that he's in a game tonight.
Yeah, DJ Dean, just 19 years old, local product, Union High School, TSC Hurricane.
It's important that Michael Gamble is fed with the ball to his feet. We saw it on Wednesday that he, as the game went on, he wasn't getting the service, and he can be so dangerous, and he works so hard. He never stops running. As I look down now, he's running across the line. Here he is coming into play, but he's got to be fed the ball.
Quickly, Hamilton turns into transition. Dumps that there to the box. Chase Gentry. Mason Toy's been held relatively quiet here in the early going, Dave. Haven't had a chance to see him really get a touch on the ball. He'll leave it here. An attempt, and Gentry has it. That'll get the blood flowing there from Chase Gentry on the ball from Hamilton.
Yeah, that was a good strike, good shot. Didn't try and overhit it, curled it, did Sam Hamilton. But as you say, that'll do Gentry a lot of good. Dove to his left-hand side, smothered the ball. Good save. And you're right about the debut man, Mason Toy. He's hardly had a touch of the football.
7th overall draft pick, super draft, Minnesota United. Comes to him from Indiana. National runner-up in 2017 for the Hoosiers. Misjudged there by DJ on the far touchline. I want to say thank you to everyone that came out to the OBI blood drive before the match today. Oklahoma Blood Institute. Right out here in front of One Oak Field. Leaves it there for Burt. Burt a bit upset with himself. Burt and Malcolm have been a thorn on the side for the Roughnecks. Dangerous place. Towards the byline from Burt, slams that one into the side of the netting. But just to give you an idea of just how dangerous that he can be, and that's what he did right there.
Well, goal scorers, you know, of any prowess don't need many touches of the football, do they? They can just make something out of nothing, and Burt nearly did it again then. We know how what a great goal scorer he is, and nearly made something then for the Switchbacks. But alas, it stays 0-0, coming up to the half-hour mark, and about even in possession, about even in goal-scoring opportunities, you'd say.
And I give Burt a little credit for that caterpillar on his upper lip. Mustache game looking strong out there tonight.
Yeah, there's a few around now, isn't there? So good for him.
You see Alan, our producer tonight?
That's the one I was going to mention. Yes,
now,
I did.
Now he doesn't have the full caterpillar yet. It's getting there though.
We'll have a closer look at halftime.
Vukovic looking for somewhere to go, finally has Gamble. Off of the deflection, that should be, thought it would be a corner. Referee is going to point there for a goal kick for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. New Balance is the official sportswear provider for the Tulsa Roughnecks FC. You can look for a full line of New Balance products in the Roughnecks team store at One Oak Field.
Should say, Pop, that the bench tonight for the Roughnecks is pretty strong, isn't it? When you look down there, John Perez, Rivas, Mirkovic, who's more of a defensive midfielder, Eti Tavares, who played on Wednesday night. So some good options for Coach Ensian tonight.
Covarrubias from midfield. Keeps the dribble alive. Diaz, corner of the 18 for Paris G. Corner now for the Roughnecks. Another Metro PCS corner kick. Metro PCS wireless figured out.
Everybody back for the away side. Inside the 18-yard box, they are desperate not to concede. The Roughnecks would dearly love a goal before half-time.
32nd minute. I believe that was Hunter. Poiti came flying through as well.
Yeah, Taylor Hunter with a really good defensive header there. That's quality defending.
Vukovic. Great ball for Vukovic. Morton's on sides.
Vukovic's vision there, Brady Ballou, was something to behold, wasn't it? Brilliant cutting ball through the defense.
Great vision by Vukovic. Just to see that second runner in behind, and Morton putting in a nice little ball just right in that 6-yard box, but up to the task. Now, see what the Roughnecks on this corner.
Metro PCS corner kick. He'll go short. Chance inside the box, all blocked away. Cervania still back on his foot. An attempt. Just curling by the youngster, DJ Dean. Poiti yelling at his defense. Pretty close, Dave.
The arrogance of youth, isn't it? Look at this. I mean, Sylvania got his shot blocked. DJ Dean takes over here, left-footed shot, and that is not too far away. And might I add, fantastic camera work from our team here again tonight, showing us that replay. That was very, very close. DJ Dean, well done, sir.
Replays brought to you by HarscoJobs.com. Game in segments one more time, Dave Saunders. We saw that on Wednesday night. Colorado Springs had their share of the ball here recently. Now the Roughnecks have been on about a 5-minute stretch here where they've had the majority.
Yeah, it is. It's swinging both ways, isn't it? And as you say, now it's the Roughnecks' turn. Here's Gamble.
Gamble not afraid to take any defender on. Wati has it.
And that's to my point, he needs the ball at his feet. He needs to stay in the game as long as possible. As I said, he didn't really get the ball towards the end of that game. Second half, I didn't think he had the ball like he did in the first. And he's a big, big player for the Roughnecks tonight.
He's a creator, for sure. Here's Toy, who thought that he had played it off of Munoz.
I have to say, I thought he had a point as well, but the referee's given it to the Roughnecks.
USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. You can follow at USL on Twitter. Here at One Oak Field, Tulsa this evening. Campbell working, nice feed from Diaz. Campbell just having a hard time getting around the edge against Jamal Jack. Good defending from Jamal Jack, using that frame, Dave. Not allowing the speedy Gamble to get that one quick little touch around him.
No, that was fantastic defending. The man has already made 25 starts this season at the heart of the Switchbacks defense, and Michael Gamble was not going anywhere towards goal there. Great defending.
6'3", 200 pounds is Jamal Jack. Member of the Trinidad and Tobago national team. He's got 2 caps for them.
There's a card coming out here. There's a head injury there. Trying to see who that is down there. I think the Switchbacks complaints there are that, eyes were on the ball, ref, and it was just a collision. So the referee deems it to be worthy of a yellow card. We'll see it here. Eyes on the ball, absolutely. I think he's a little bit unlucky there, is Schweitzer, to get a yellow card for that.
Schweitzer is a University of Denver product. Seattle Sounders FC on a homegrown contract, made his professional debut in a 1-0 victory over the Switchbacks in 2016. Played for Orlando City B, 24 matches last year.
It's always an interesting one, isn't it? A matter of opinion. There was one in the English Premiership today. Jaggy Eltka, the Everton defender, was sent off, and there was lots of questions about whether it should be yellow-red. And then you go to Japan in the World Cup, Pop, who, as we know, got through on receiving the least number of yellow cards over Senegal. So it's a matter of opinion. And if it gets to like we had in the World Cup, it becomes even more important, doesn't it? Plus, of course, players totting up the cards and missing games.
DJ Dean, Covarrubias. Good look there from the back line, finds DJ Dean. Gamble. Feed back to Dean, just too heavy there from Gamble.
Yeah, just too heavy, as you say, from Gamble. DJ Dean, the willing runner. You just wonder with him, will he play the full 90, or will he play for an hour and then Coach Ensign might rest him? We'll see. He's young enough to play the full 90, isn't he? but he's putting in a lot of work.
Toy was on a dead sprint back because it was 4 across just in the back line. That was it for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and quickly they go to the opposite end.
And he had to track the run of Josh Morton, who's a centre-back for the Roughnecks, who suddenly found himself in the centre-forward position. It's a very open game, isn't it? It's entertaining, although we haven't seen any goals. It's both sides have had space to play, haven't they?
39th minute. G with the throw-in. Schweitzer took that one away. Hamilton now looking for Malcolm. One-touch ball from Malcolm. Couldn't link up. Switchbacks FC coming off of that victory last Saturday against Oklahoma City. Saw Michael Azira in the starting 11 for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, on loan from the Colorado Rapids. And then later, or earlier this week, Dave, Colorado sends him to Montreal for a 4th-round pick. Had several members of the Rapids make appearances for Switchbacks so far this season.
Yeah, it's a great link-up, isn't it? It's a really good link-up, and it gives them minutes in the USL, and we love to see players of that quality in the USL. So, as we've seen players here from Chicago Fire and FC Dallas, you've got one on the ball now in Sylvania. It's good for the league, isn't it?
Captain sprays wide. Dean unable to control with his first touch. Green Country Ball Kids here tonight. Green Country Chevy dealers always on hand here at One Oak. Here we are, Dave, in that 5-minute stretch now, right before we end the first half, where either team to concede here right now, it would be a heartbreaker.
Yeah, if you're the Colorado Switchbacks team now and coach, you do not want to concede, and you just want to have a really good opportunity on goal. And if you're the Roughnecks, you want to keep the door shut here and at least go in level.
Malcolm finds Hamilton. Burt has a runner. Excuse me, that's not Burt. Excuse me, that was Bercoloni.
And it was a good strike, and it was a good save.
Was.
And Chase Gentry has had a good, first 41 minutes, and now the Roughnecks have got possession of the ball, and they would dearly love a clear-cut chance before half-time.
And great for the young goalkeeper's confidence as well if he could keep the clean sheet here in the first half. Gave up an early one in the second half on Wednesday night.
It's the life of a goalkeeper, isn't it? You compare him with DJ Dean, wearing 16, who's done really well, and I'm taking nothing away from him, but, he's given the ball away. He's maybe just not got in behind the ball a couple of times, but that's okay when you're an outfield player. But when you're Chase Gentry, you're 21 years old, it's your first game, first start. You do not want to make a mistake and be remembered for that mistake.
Settled by Toy. Cuts to his right and attempts. Not sure whether that came off of one of the Roughnecks players or not, Dave. It went to the edge of the box. Gentry has it easily, quickly with the outlet on the throw.
And that'll do Toy's confidence a little bit of good, even though the ball didn't get on frame. He got a bit of space, went round a defender and tried to get some sort of shot away. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball in this first 42 minutes.
Cervania's pass was picked off. There he is, trying to help fight back. It's the bigger Sam Hamilton. Suggs. Great move to the inside. A turn there. Gentry with the big save. Keeps Switchbacks FC off the board.
Well, two things to say about that. Paris G take a bow, sir, because that had to be a perfectly timed tackle, I think, on Suggs. And then Chase Gentry take another bow because that was a tremendous save through a sea of legs. Keeps it at 0-0.
Misplayed there from Ferrara.
Yeah, he just missed that one. He'll know that. And it left Paris G with a bit of defending to do, which he did very well. Coming to the business end of this first half now.
Still a throw in the deep corner. Headed away briefly, settled, turns, shot. Came off of one of the backs of the players, still towards the byline. Far post, the header that's there. And Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC finds the back of the net here in the 45th minute.
Yep, it's Taylor Hunter with the goal there with this header at the far post. Just before that, there was a shot that actually hit the back of Jordan Burton. He was disappointed, but it was Hamilton that kept it alive. And, excuse me, Malcolm, who kept it alive, clipped a lovely left-footed ball, and there's the goal scorer running back to his right back berth, and that is one Taylor Hunter, and the Switchbacks will go in at half-time, a goal to the good.
And we had talked about how he had his hands full there at his position on the right back. And breaks the ice here in Tulsa tonight.
And nothing that Gentry could have done about that. Is a well-placed header.
That's just a blue-collar goal, Dave. Not giving up on the play whatsoever. Good positioning there from Malcolm, and he has himself a goal. Or excuse me, Hunter.
But it was the other lad you mentioned there, Shane Malcolm, he kept things alive. Here he is, look. Lovely clipped right-footed ball. It did come off a defender and made it nice, actually, to be fair. It just isn't going for the Roughnecks, is it? Because that header off the head of the Roughnecks defender just put it beautifully onto the head of Taylor Hunter. To be fair, he still had a fair bit to do. It's never easy to score a header, and he firmly placed it in the back of the net.
Malcolm even had help in Suggs. You're right, the ball just skipped off the top of one of the Roughnecks players. Long ball here from Covarrubias will result in a goal kick. Hey, you can get an inside look at life on and off the field from a player's perspective every Wednesday evening in the latest edition of From the Pitch on USLsoccer.com. It's a great inside look at what goes on with the life of a player. That'll do it for the end of the first half here at One Oak Field. Again, it's another goal conceded by the Roughnecks in the waning moments of the first half. This time it's by the defender Taylor Hunter. And Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC will head into the locker room with a one-goal advantage here on the road as they continue their fight to stay alive in the Western table. One of those final spots there in the playoffs. It was Michael Gamble off the post here early for the Roughnecks. That was their biggest and closest opportunity. And that was in the first 10 to 15 minutes as you see Michael Insian walking off the field, looking at some notes that he has made, and we'll see what adjustments that he can come up with when we come back for the second half. Our halftime show is coming up next, live on ESPN Plus and Cox Your View. I'm Jeremy Poplin, Dave Saunders alongside as well. You see the skies here in Tulsa. We'll take a timeout and come back with halftime coming up next.
the season, and it's an absolute beauty.
Another chance, and San Antonio FC delivers.
Ledesma will send it across. Adi on the header, and Pickens makes the save.
And again, it's a teasing ball towards the back post, and Ferrigno somehow, some way, tips it over the bar.
Troyer! Oh, what a spectacular save by McGuire.
Mohamed, no.
Oh, Danny Lynn, great save.
5 players edge of the Tampa Bay penalty area, and oh, what a goal. And it's Nana Adekora. Pushing upfield, to the top by Venegas, and it's in for Indy. McInerney on the doorstep.
Well played into the box for Asante, knocks it down, and it's in the net.
Burt crosses this one, far side for Uso, into the back of the net!
Nice little touch.
To Francois, drives
there it is!
It's onside of the house, and the lead!
Down, Illich stabs it back, Davis!
Supermercados Morelos has the perfect ingredients for you to enjoy. T-bone steak as well as carne asada and specials every week to have an unforgettable time this season. Only with Supermercados Morelos.
Only excellence passion to serve you is our mission. Only with Morelos, the new tradition.
Stuff. When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. TulsaRefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff.
Osage Casino Hotel is your premier venue for total entertainment. Whether it's date night, game night, guys night, or ladies night out, it's always your night. Make it unforgettable at Osage Casino Hotel in Skytook and Ponca City.
What defines you? Your pain, your illness, your injury. At Hillcrest, we see it a little differently. Your hope defines you. Your strength, your willingness to fight no matter what the odds. Because we believe every life is worth fighting for.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back into Tulsa Roughnecks soccer. You see the shot there of One Oak Field with the sky in the background as the clouds starting to creep in here on this Saturday evening. We had a little bit of rain in the area before the match got started, but the field is in pristine condition here this evening. And we have seen Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC come in and score a goal, Dave, in the final minute one more time. The Roughnecks conceding now 2 games in a row right before halftime going in. And get the feeling that this one maybe stings a little bit more considering the fact that 61% of the possession, that's typical when you play a Colorado Springs side. That's been their story the entire year. But considering everything that we've seen from the Roughnecks, that one had to hurt a little bit heading into the halftime locker room.
You're right. It feels a little bit worse than it was on Wednesday night, you know, with the goalkeeping error. Tonight, you know, it's undone a lot of the good work that the Roughnecks have done, and we'll see in the highlights how close they've come. It's important now they respond in the second half, but as you say, an experienced Colorado Switchback side going 1-0 in the lead.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights from tonight's match, and we'll get things started off early with Michael Gamble, who we talked about has to be a key piece to this attack, Dave. And here's a ball that's played from Ferrara that finds Gamble, and he got going early in this, but it was a great save from Poiti.
Yeah, Poiti will be pleased for that save because it was early on in the game, and he did well, got his hands wrapped around it, and Gamble was lively from the start, and so was this young man, DJ Dean. Look at that for a piece of skill. And this was just offside. It would have been a goal, but he was just offside. If Dean had taken that through himself, There's the assistance flag. If Dean had taken it through himself, of course, it wouldn't have been offside.
Here's Gamble's off the post, and it's created right here from Ferrara. Look at that look. 3 dribbles there. And sometimes you just can't catch a break, and that's what happened there with Michael Gamble. Here's a foul from the corner, and Diaz, we thought that one came off the defender, but it ultimately results in a goal kick here for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. And Dave, we're not done yet. Here's DJ Dean one more time with Gamble.
DJ Dean and Gamble linking up well. We said in commentary they would have done a little bit in training together, but they're playing extremely well here for the first time in a Roughnecks shirt. But the Switchbacks, they were knocking on the door as well, and this was a good save from Chase Gentry there, the young goalkeeper, just 21 years old, making his first start. Back came the Roughnecks though, and that was DJ Dean again, curling a shot just wide, and then we had our finale here, Pop.
Yep. Blue-collar goal, Malcolm keeping it alive off the head of one of the defenders. I believe that was Munoz, who had just skipped right off the top. And there is Hunter to finish it off there at the tail end of that play, Dave, as the defender finds himself in that position. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC fighting for that final spot here in the West in the table right now, coming into tonight in 9th place, showing that points are important, especially on the road.
They will be desperate to at least hang on to this 1-0 lead and come away from Oklahoma with 3 points if they're really serious about being in that top 8. They're currently 9th, but they're a good side. They're a good side. They wouldn't have been happy early on, I don't think, with the way that Gamble was able to get in behind the defense. But we're going to see the Roughnecks come out as they have to. But the Colorado Switchbacks are going to be stern in defense in the second half.
We've been very impressed by Jesus Ferrara, who's in the starting 11 tonight, Brandon Cervania as well. But Jesus Ferrara coming up all the way through the ranks of FC Dallas, very famous father as well. Let's take a little look at the journey of one Jesus Ferrara through the academy level at FC Dallas.
Father was a star of this club and really helped elevate the status of the team. We followed him for a long time, and obviously for a young man to be here since he was 8 tells the story, and he has done really well at different levels, including a national championship.
Congratulations. Thank you.
It's kind of my heart. I've been playing here since 9. My dad used to play here, and I was always looking up to him. I mean, it's everybody's dream. Everybody's dream is to sign a professional contract, and for me to sign a contract with the team that I've been playing since I was 9, it's great.
He's eager to learn. He's going to maintain that personality he has and that ability in front of goal to be selfish when he needs to be and to combine and play a collective game. But at the same time, he recognizes that this is only the beginning, and he needs to have an open mind, and he needs to really take on the concepts that the first team are working on in terms of intensity, the tempo, the pressure, the movement off the ball, and the demands that are going to be at that level.
I think it's another testimony about our model and the idea and the vision that Dan and Clark had with the club. This is one of the things that I enjoy the most, and when we present our own players to the community, the players who have been here in our fields for years.
National champion Dave, saw there the stat, signed his contract when he was 8 years old, every level of FC Dallas. What an impressive young man that he is, comes from great bloodlines as well. But more than anything, seeing a young man grow up through an academy in MLS, this to me is American soccer taking the next step when you have a young man like that play through every single level. And as we've seen as of late, it's created some opportunities. Yes, you don't want to lose young men like that from your academy, but it's caught the eye of a lot of people from on the opposite side of the world as well to come in and take away some of these great youngsters that we've seen, which can only help American soccer at some point.
Absolutely right. These academies and FC Dallas know what they're doing, don't they? You get a lad in at 8 years old, you can groom him up, you can professionally coach him, and as you say, then they become, you know, on the world stage as well. And it's great for American soccer that you've got a great lad like this. I might add, it's great for him to get minutes in the USL with a team like the Roughnecks, and we love him here. So he's a great player.
And he's been involved here early tonight along with Cervania. Real quick, Dave, about 20 seconds here. What do the Roughnecks have to do coming out of the halftime locker room?
I've said it in commentary. You've got to keep feeding Michael Gamble. Use the bench tonight, an experienced bench, and they can get back in this one.
We'll see what tricks Michael Incian has up his sleeves tonight with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC leading here 1-0 at halftime at One Oak Field. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll be set for the second half coming up next here from Tulsa.
Osage Casino Hotel is your premier venue for total entertainment. Whether it's date night, game night, guys night, or ladies night out, it's always your night. Make it unforgettable at Osage Casino Hotel in Skytook and Ponca City.
Family pass downs are pretty dang good. It's a good feeling when they start getting responsible for things, and the vehicle's a big part of that.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years and all the stories you can tell with Athena.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get 18% of MSRP cash back on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT pickups when you finance with GM Financial. That's $9,000 on this Silverado. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days.
Stuff. When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. TulsaRefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff.
Two bulls were fighting. Bam, hit the truck. I could feel the barbed wire was just digging into the paint.
Another ding, another scratch. It'll just be another chapter in the story.
Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road. Get 18% of MSRP cash back on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT pickups when you finance with GM Financial. That's $9,000 on this Silverado All-Star. Chevy drives Oklahoma.
All right, welcome back as we get set for the kickoff here in the second half. We have a sub for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, which we will get to here in one moment. It's Ejekwa, who is replacing Luke Vercoloni. So we'll see Ejekwa make his first appearance here tonight at halftime with the Switch. Let's look at some of the stats. Possession-wise, as we talked about at halftime, 61% for Roughnecks FC, 38% for Colorado Springs. On the attack here this evening, 7 shots for the visitors, 9 for the Roughnecks. 4 of those on frame for Colorado Springs and 2 on frame for the Roughnecks. And of course, the 1-goal lead on the goal by the defender Taylor Hunter as we are back underway.
Should say as well, it was a good run from Taylor Hunter. You know, he's playing right back, and to be in that position, virtually in the 6-yard box to nod that one home, that was a good play from him. And, you know, if stats are anything to go by, Pop, I was just looking, the last 4 meetings between these two has produced some 18 goals. So if that's anything to go by, we're in for a great second half.
Fender comes over and cleans that one up, sends it over the top of the bench. Steve Tritchu, as you get a look at our game officials. Michael Radchuk, Shane Kennard, Jared Palmer, and Roy Robinson are 4th tonight. Had 2 cards issued so far. Nice run there into the box. Diaz continuing to fight, somehow got that cross away.
Yeah, that's great play from Isaac Diaz. He didn't have by his own standards, the best of games on Wednesday. Didn't get on the ball a lot, but that was tremendous play from him. That ball's just out, be a Switchbacks throw, but good play from him, and he managed to get a good cross in. DJ Dean was pressuring the defense, but couldn't get in front of the defender.
As a matter of fact, Diaz was the first player subbed off last Wednesday night. Spent some time earlier this year there in Las Vegas before finding his way here to Tulsa. Toy turns to his right of Morton, directly at Gentry. No trouble for him whatsoever.
But if you're Steve Tritsu, the coach, you're pleased that Toy has got on the ball and got a shot away on frame, because he didn't have a lot of the ball to his feet, the centre forward, and that was good play from him, and that will please anybody connected with the Switchbacks tonight.
He's appeared in 14 games so far for Minnesota United. Giveaway at midfield. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC trying to make Tulsa pay for this mistake. Gentry sends it forward. Munoz now with Diaz. Bird harassing him from behind, and then a poor touch there on the touchline. Giveaway for a throw-in now. Hamilton. Jakwa trying to find Shane Malcolm, unable to connect. Roughnecks now quickly, ball through, looking for Ferrara. Jamal Jack shielding him off. Poiti. Easy play there for Colorado Springs.
I don't know if Brady Ballou would agree with me, but we'll come to him in a minute as the Switchbacks come down on goal.
Jakwa sends it well wide. So the sub who checked in at half had a golden opportunity there and sends it wide. As we see here on the replay, one touch.
Yeah, tried to curl it, good yard wide. You wonder if he'd been playing from the start, Pop, whether that might have been nestling in the back of the net, but the lads just come on. Brady Ballou, was that good play from the sub there?
Ultimately, I think Jake was going to be disappointed with how that finish came off, because a guy of his caliber, the former San Antonio man, you know, we've seen him put those balls in the back of the net time and time again. So you'd think with an extra 45 minutes under his belt that first half, he's more than likely able to put that away. But now the Roughnecks have a chance after wave of attack of Colorado, and ultimately finding that goal in the first half. Roughnecks have a great opportunity here early on to tie it up at 1-1.
Metro PCS corner. Metro PCS wireless figured out for the Roughnecks. 3 goals from Jakwa in his time in San Antonio. Headed free the box, Covarrubias just mishit.
You just wonder whether Covarrubias would have been better to have maybe digged that one back into the box. I was just going to ask Brady, looking at that bench just nearly alongside you, Brady, give it another 10 minutes maybe, Coach Ensian, and makes a change with the experienced bench he's got tonight?
I wouldn't be surprised to see guys getting off the bench in the next 5 to 7 minutes, looking to make a change in that 65th minute kind of time. And I'm sure all these guys on the bench, Merkovich, Joaquin Rivas, John Perez, these guys are eager to kind of get back on the field and, you know, make Coach Ensian's job a little bit harder in the coming weeks. At this point in the season, it's a lot of guys that are fighting for spots on rosters for next year with the way this season's gone. So should be an interesting next few weeks of the season.
DJ Dean cuts back, leaves here. Gamble one other cut, trying to set up his left foot for the cross off of the defender. And Dean's blast also. They're off of a Switchbacks defender. Corner now coming up for the Roughnecks, and Brady brings up a great point. This just isn't about playing for pride here in Tulsa at the end of the year. As we get set for another Metro PCS corner, it's about playing for a contract anywhere. And you want to set the stage for next season wherever that you might be playing.
Absolutely. It's a great point Brady makes. And they're all out there. They're in the shop window, as it were. And here's a corner and a chance for one of them to get a goal.
Diaz, curler. 2 times in a row now that it's been headed clear of the box.
Yeah, almost the exact same spot, Pop. I was going to say the same thing. No orange shirt on the end of that one, or the one before.
Vukovic to Gamble. Diaz is off. The assistance flag on the far side of the field up. And the Roughnecks are turned away here in the 53rd minute.
Again, I've been impressed with the link-up between DJ Dean and Michael Gamble. Maybe it's been worked on in training this week, but they certainly linked up well, those two. And Diaz has linked in well with them as well. Good signs for the Roughnecks.
You can watch highlights from every game of the 2018 season and stay up to date with news from across the USL at the league's official Facebook page, facebook.com/USL Soccer. Toy there with his hands out, looking for support. Didn't find anyone. Roughnecks now. Square to Morden. Morden dribbling towards the center of the pitch. Finds Munoz. That ball picked off. Giveaway, however, from Colorado Springs. Give directly back to Diaz. Cervenia. Cervenia's first appearance for the Roughnecks was back on May 19th in San Antonio. He was a member of the under-16 team that brought home the U.S. Soccer Development Academy National Championship. Left Wake Forest after his freshman year. Had 3 goals and 11 assists for the Demon Deacons. A shot and a goal! And look who it is. Finally paying off for Michael Gamble. And he has leveled things at 1 here in the 55th. A great goal for Michael Gamble, and the Roughnecks are directly back in it. Goal number 2 on the season for Gamble.
I am so pleased for that young man from the Tulsa Roughnecks point of view. If you are a fan of the Tulsa Roughnecks, you know how hard Michael Gamble works. So you know how hard he's worked tonight, and he just kept persevering. He took on 2 white-shirted defenders tonight and thundered the ball home with his left foot. We'll see it on the replay here. He gets a little bit fortunate there, but he says, I'm going to go at the goal here, and I'm just going to try my luck. Keeper gets a hand to it. That's a great quality finish. His second of the season, as you rightly say, Pop.
Picked his pocket, made him pay for it, and a difficult angle as well to finish from.
Never easy from that angle, is it? But he did well, did Gamble. Brady Blue, you must be really pleased for Michael Gamble.
You've got to be happy for the young man, but ultimately Poitiers getting punished for not covering that near post. I think he'll look back at the film of that and be disappointed with, you know, kind of cheating that far post with Gamble on his left foot with really no angle. Poitiers, he'll want that one back.
It's a good point Brady makes. Any goalkeeper beaten on the near post, they absolutely detest that, don't they? Okay, a shot across you is different. Here's a good ball into the box. But when you're beaten on that near post, it's not good. It's goalkeepers do not like that.
Nor do coaches. Ajekwa. Toy. Goes head up. Munoz, right foot, pokes it away. Cervania now will turn. Over the top there, Covarrubias held his hand up. Thought Gamble might continue his run forward. Paris G intercepts. Ferrara has space to the middle of the pitch. Just couldn't connect that second ball back on the give and go.
It's really end-to-end stuff now, isn't it? I was just watching the Switchbacks have to be a little bit careful that when that broke down, there were 5 white shirts the wrong side of the ball as the Roughnecks went forward. But equally as well, it's the same for the Roughnecks, isn't it? If it breaks down for them, they've got to be tight defensively. 1-1 the score. It's a difficult game to predict the outcome, isn't it?
Switchbacks have everyone up off of the bench, warming up. No activity yet for the home side.
I'm sure Coach Ensign will be looking at every single one of his outfield players and just looking for any signs of tiredness and seeing whether he needs to replace them. Of course, Mirkovic can come in and shore up the midfield. Not that it needs shoring up at the moment. There's plenty of options. John Perez can come on up front and hold the ball up. And also there's the top goal scorer on the bench, isn't there, in one
Joaquin Rivas.
So plenty of options tonight, as we've said.
It's been a great night. Most perfect weather conditions for August in Oklahoma. Not going to get much better nights than this. Munoz long ball and fitted over the top of the defender and Hunter, but a foul now. Quickly, Dean sets as Covarrubias on the ground for Gamble. Just too much to the side from the former Wake Forest man, former Demon Deacon, and Michael Gamble. 24 goals and 20 assists. That's in the top 15 all time of Wake Forest soccer. Gamble, the goal scorer, Dave, has been in started all 7 matches since Michael Insian took over as head coach for the Roughnecks.
And I think, and that's right, I think when he was signed at the beginning of the season, he was used a little bit sparingly on the bench, and I think he's right. He should be the focal point of the attack. He's one of those players that will give you everything, and I'm not surprised with that. Coach Ensign clearly rates him, and I think he's bringing the best out of him as well.
From here, Dave, it appears that Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC are a little bit on the back heels now.
They've certainly got to be wary, haven't they, of a Tulsa second goal here. And I think we're seeing the Roughnecks bench now warming up. So we've got a lot of activity on both benches, and both coaches will earn their money here by making sensible substitutions for this game.
Case & Associates is your home for the Roughnecks players when they're not on the pitch, and you can look to Case for your apartment needs. You can find Case & Associates online at caseusa.com. Vukovic. As this ball swatted down from Hamilton. much more natural for Isaac Diaz tonight than it was on Wednesday night. Felt like at times that maybe he was just trying to do a little bit too much and was in so many areas, found himself out of position a number of times, but that hasn't been the case here tonight at all. He's been active. He's been patient on the ball. Great one-touch passing tonight from Isaac Diaz.
Virtually been given a free roll by Coach Ensign tonight. He's working across the line. He's cocked up on both wings, and like you say, he was forcing it a little bit, trying to make something happen in a game that was a difficult game for the Roughnecks where nothing seemed to be coming off. But you're right, he's had a good performance tonight. Will he play the full 90? At the moment, I would say yes. If he's going to get a bit tired, you know, Coach Ensign's got 3 substitutions that he can make and switch things up.
Now the entire bench for the Roughnecks is up. Quick restart. Turn from Gamble. First touch failed. Diaz still, though, an opportunity here with the throw in. Ball on the ground, Cervania. Wow, that one had a lot of pace on it from Brandon Cervania.
When he struck that, I thought that's going to be a good few yards over, but it seemed to dip. If you just watch the replay here, he has a bit of space, strikes it really well, and just watch it dip here at the last minute.
Saw Jack kind of turn away from it there, the defender. Parrish G keeps his dribble alive. Kept in play. Diaz tracks it down. Covarrubias. See Covarrubias wind up from here. Now quickly to the other end. Here comes the counter. Malcolm. Head up against Munoz, creates some space, and Morton cleans it up for a brief moment. Still not out of the danger area yet. Settled, cross there, and Gentry. Not much on it at all on the ball that was sent in. Schweitzer was the player that was there, and we'll see here the next opportunity on the replay is Gentry has the ball, and he's going to allow everyone to push forward.
Yeah, a bit of an apologetic effort from Schweitzer in the end, wasn't it? I think his coach would have wanted a little bit more from him then. He didn't get anything on it at all. But, you know, just in the build-up to that, I was alluding to it in the commentary a few minutes ago, when it breaks down, Vukovic and Morton were the wrong side. To be fair, they both worked really hard to get back, but it just opened it up for the Switchbacks. Here, if you watch Schweitzer, he gets the final thing here. Well, to be fair, it came to him a little bit quickly, but he just didn't get any purchase on the ball whatsoever. Good opportunity as well, Poppy. Wasn't very far out.
That's DJ Dean, who...
I think that's Cramp. He's asking for one of his teammates there, Gamble.
Yeah, that's Gamble that's going to help him on that cramp. Yeah, it looks right there on the back of the leg there. Those are difficult, especially in the amount of humidity that we have. Tulsa Bone & Joint is the new official orthopedic provider of your Tulsa Roughnecks. Tulsa Bone & Joint helping to keep the Roughnecks players on the field.
And that might be his night done, DJ Dean. You know, 65 minutes. It's normally when you might see Coach Ensign make a sub. It would be sensible now unless he can recover from this. Brady Ballou, have you ever had cramp and recovered from it?
At the age, at the tender, what is he, 17, 18?
Yeah.
There's no excuses. The 65th minute to be cramping up. You get your first start as a professional career. You don't want to be going out in the 66th minute with a cramp. I feel for the guy, but ultimately the preparation starts a few days ago, getting some time, you know. So frustrating, but I thought he had an electric start for what he was able to do. And Kobe Dale Smith will do everything he can to you know, get him back to his best.
It's about time Kobe did something.
Amen.
Vukovic sends this one out of play. Schweitzer has Hamilton at the 18, turns. Malcolm now. Oh, tried to slot it back to Hamilton. The blast that was rising. Jordan Burt And we'll have sub coming up for the Roughnecks here as we see this replay.
Yeah, this was Jordan Burt just coming in here, striking it, looking for a wonder goal, but it ends up in row M or N. I think it's Mr. Rivas going to enter the fray, Pop.
It will be Mr. Joaquin Rivas, the leading goal scorer for the Roughnecks, who will make his appearance here in the 68th. 8 goals on the season from 31 shots.
But just a word for DJ Jean, as Brady said, he's had a great explosive start to the game. And, you know, I think whether he'd had cramp or not, I think it's about the right time for a substitute. You know, and he's worked hard, the young man, and you know, he's got a great future ahead of him.
Just keep hydrating, young man. If you listen to this, keep hydrating.
Tonight was the first night that Joaquin Rivas was not in the starting 11.
Is that right? Well, he'll want to make an impact.
22 appearances and 22 starts coming into tonight. And maybe he can get back on that goal-scoring track. Of course, he did have a goal against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC there at Widener. Dangerous giveaway. Cervania. Paris's cross sails into the crowd.
It's a big 22 minutes, this, isn't it, for both teams for different reasons. The Switchbacks desperate to come away from here with 3 points. The Roughnecks desperate not to lose, but would obviously want to go on and get the 3 points themselves. So for different reasons, a big 22 minutes.
Yeah, back to Rivas. Even last year started 28 matches for the Roughnecks and appeared in all 32 regular season games. Played his college ball at UNLV. Great family support as Joaquin. We'll see photos from his family that try to attend as many games as they can. Sister Neri. Fighting to keep it alive. Ferrara has it knocked away. Jack was stumbling over for a moment. Foul there against Isaac Diaz. Here in the 70th minute. Hey, you can stay up to date with all the best from social media from around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele every Friday evening on the USL social media channels. Ajekwa. Good movement side to side here from Switchbacks FC. Corner of the 18. Oh, Paris G. As his foot there, Suggs was the man that was running behind. Diaz now looking for Joaquin Rivas. Rivas runs onto it, has it with his chest, is there, and Joaquin Rivas comes in off the bench as a sub and has goal number 9 on the season, and that puts the Tulsa Roughnecks in front 2-1 here at One Oak Field.
Well, what an assist, first of all, from Isaac Diaz. Wonderful ball, threaded past the defender, Taylor Hunter. And in behind was that man Rivas. We said he really needs a goal. He's only been on the field a couple of minutes, and he just threaded it past the keeper. 2-1 the Roughnecks. What a substitution from Coach Enciam.
Here's that ball from Isaac Diaz. Perfectly played. Runner using the chest. It pokes it right over the top of Poitiers. And look at Rivas celebrate.
Well, I'm really pleased for Rivas. Didn't get the start tonight, but that sometimes doesn't do a player any harm, does it? You know, you want to come on and prove a point, and that was a really nice, deft finish. The keeper came out, you know, no responsibility on him, and Taylor Hunter is actually going to be substituted. So double substitution here for the Switchbacks. But just go back to the goal. Rivas, you know, the top goal scorer for the Roughnecks, just lifted it over the keeper. That's a real quality finish. 2-1 Roughnecks. Saeed Robinson came into the fray, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Now, Saeed was a sub early against Oklahoma City in the 57th minute for Mabin at that time. And quickly, here they go, almost directly down the center of the pitch, trying to loop it in over the top of Munoz. And then also Uzo comes in. Now, Uzo was a swap with the goal scorer Taylor Hunter. Uzo was also a sub against Oklahoma City. He came on in the 73rd minute for another defender at the time in Tombe. So it was not a like-for-like switch at all in that situation, and not here either. So Steve Tritchu going for a little bit more firepower here as they now find themselves trailing for the first time in this match.
Yeah, certainly the two subs who just come on have gone right up top, pushing up against the Roughnecks back four, as they have to, of course.
This is where that defensive-minded player like Covarrubias has to come into play here, Dave. He has to be extremely careful with the ball, kind of take control there of that center part of the pitch. It's a foul, and actually, we're going to call this one back and say that a Jakewa got hit. Also, Paris G took a little bit of a knock there in the, or actually, that's Munoz who took a knock there in the box.
Yeah,
from Robinson, who just came in.
Yeah, you're right about the midfield. You just wonder whether Coach Ensign might be thinking about Mirkovic. Let's just have a look there.
Yeah, forearm there in the back of the neck on Munoz. He's got to put his shoe back on. He's going to be okay as the captain.
And the captain's had another unsung hero game for me. He never lets the Roughnecks down. Him and Josh Morton again, no fault for them with the goal. Done well at the heart of the defence, but they've still got another just over 15 minutes of the 90. And a free kick here, and a chance for the Switchbacks to get back on level terms.
Mr. Suggs standing over this one. He's there looking for Uzo. Boy, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC have some size on the field, Dave. Uzo comes in, he's 6'4".
In contrast to the Roughnecks, who have Isaac Diaz and Michael Gamble, who are, what, 5'8". So certainly the Roughnecks, as we say, will probably be playing the ball to feet. You wonder whether there might be a few balls lumped up by the Switchbacks to the front two, especially late on in the game.
Rivas. Cervania.
Well, there's no time wasting from the Roughnecks, is there? They
Not at all.
They want more here.
They've gone early almost every single time tonight. Oh, Diaz tried to meg. Malcolm runs onto it, still has it. Has options to the outside. Oh, a little poke away from Vukovic. Maybe saves him for a moment. Good ball played in. Just, it was Munoz who slid to the ground in front of Uzo to negate that probing ball played right at the 6-yard box, Dave.
Pop, that was an amazing bit of defending from the Roughnecks captain. Here's Gamble.
One touch. Gamble now to his right. Michael Gamble looking for goal number 2. Not much. Poitier has it easy.
Easy to say from up here, but if he was able to square the ball, there was a tap in for Rivas. But a natural goal scorer like Gamble is, he's going to go for goal there. Gamble's worked hard for, 77 minutes. I'm wondering whether he's maybe just feeling the pace of the game now as he trots back there.
Jake went down. I think the Roughnecks were looking for a handball there.
Would have been harsh, I think, against the lad. He didn't know anything about that.
Sent to the other end of the field. Referee wants to calm everyone down here, make sure that Cervania's going to be okay. He may need a little bit of attention. Looks like he's, I don't know, maybe Brady can see from where he's at. Looks like he was holding what, on his side there, Brady, or on his stomach area?
Yeah, it looks like he just came out on the wrong end of a little mix-up, but he should be popping up here in the next minute. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship, the 79th minute here, and we've got some action actually right behind me. Mirkovic getting ready, getting his legs going. Same with Eti Tavares warming up. And if you guys can see from your point of view, we've got the entire Roughnecks bench up, standing up, giving direction on the field, kind of, willing their team to finish this game out. It's pretty impressive to see this team come together.
Brady, can you feel the tension there now that's set in the last 3 or 4 moments?
Yeah, a little bit. All the coaching staff has been standing up for the last 3 or 4 minutes, but to be fair, Coach Incien he hasn't sat down this entire game because, I mean, at this point in the season, he's got to give out everything he's got.
Morton now tracking. Robinson has some speed as well. Here's Malcolm. Malcolm's ball headed away. Paris G. Ajekwa has his hand up on the far side behind Paris. Roughnecks come away with it, though. Covarrubias now has to get rid of it in a hurry. He was challenged by Robinson. Going to give this foul to Tulsa. And I'm glad that Brady pointed out Mirkovic. I think Mirkovic would be a pretty decent sub right now to set in the middle there for the Roughnecks.
If it was me, I'd bring him on right now. Maybe for Covarrubias, who's done nothing wrong, and maybe John Perez to hold things up for Michael Gamble, who's maybe a bit tired. But we know what Mirkovic can do. He'll break things up and just stifle any attack sat in front of the back four. But we'll see. Still time for both sides here. 11 minutes to go.
Should have been a handball. It was. Referee there. USL's official Instagram account has highlights, photography, interactive content with the league's players. You can get it all at Instagram.com/USL Soccer.
I like Brady Blue's attitude to the Roughnecks players. Get up and get on with it tonight. He's saying it as it is. I like that, Brady.
I just want to see the squad do well. Just want to see the squad do well. It's been a good game tonight, though. 81 minutes in now, and we've seen both teams throw some punches, some good chances on goal. Should be an exciting 10 minutes left.
Left footed ball from Vukovic, the header. Brandon Cervania.
Yeah, he slapped the turf there, didn't he? Because he realised he had a little bit more time than maybe he realised. Here's a great ball in. We know what Vukovic can do with that trusty left foot. And now just got underneath it a little bit, didn't he? But he had a clearer opportunity than maybe he thought.
What a wonder goal that would have been. Good challenge by Gamble. Hamilton. Vukovic and Rivas to close down. Morton steps in front of Robinson. And then a bump from behind.
I think what Robinson's saying was the bump was after the ball had gone out, but it was a bump, and I think they've got that right, the officials. There's going to be another substitution here, and it is Mr. Mirkovic. Here you can see ball still in play. That's great officiating. It's a foul.
Well, it'll be Isaac Diaz. So Diaz will leave the night with an assist.
And he's going to get a yellow card here. Or is he going to... Well, Diaz doing what some players do, isn't it? Oh, is it really me that's going off? And the referee's getting ready to book him if he doesn't hurry up. Here he goes.
The best at that was Sammy Ochoa.
He just popped into my head as I said that. Sammy could look like he was running, but actually he was almost going backwards, wasn't he?
Yes. Sammy would pull up his socks. He would check his little wristbands. He'd untuck his shirt, act like he didn't hear you.
And now the Roughnecks are trying to take their time a little bit, but how many times has that happened against the Roughnecks this season? I think any team in their position would do the same, but good refereeing again.
Yeah, I don't think Ratchuk's going to let him get away with that for very long.
That's good refereeing. Still time for both sides here.
Straight up in the air was Munoz. Boy, he had to climb the back there.
Well, as you said,
6'4" Uzo, boy, and it seemed like that Munoz just kind of hung in the air forever.
And I think that's what the Switchbacks are going to have to do a little bit more now, is to get that ball up to the big man up front, hope for a few knockdowns.
Yeah, they've played it kind of directly to him a few times here since he has subbed on. I want to say thanks to some of our great sponsors here, besides Green Country Chevy dealers with the ball kids, also Supermercados Morelos. Official ticket sales location now where you can buy tickets to the Roughneck games, multiple locations across the city. And might I mention, a great place for lunch. Robinson turns. Some space there. Burt at his back to the goal will now leave. Suggs looking there for Uzo. Also looking for win number 2, 85th minute now.
And they would move off the bottom of the table, wouldn't they? Because they're a point behind Seattle Sounders 2, who are not playing tonight as far as I remember.
From the 18, Mirkovic. Gonna stick it in there. That right leg just at the last moment. Uzo couldn't get a good solid touch on it.
My apologies to Seattle Sounders fans who might be listening in. They are 0-0 at home to San Antonio after 8 minutes. And San Antonio, by the way, are the next visitors here, Pop, and it's a long time away, September 15th.
Long time. Ball played through. Oh, Chase Gentry watches it trickle all the way back to him. Uzo could not get a touch on it. Switchbacks FC, by the way, will have a rather lengthy time off. Their next match is not until the 25th of August on the road at Phoenix.
But a top side they've got to come up against next. And then they've got the Monarchs, who are top, who are currently trading 3-2 down the turnpike.
It's not easy for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, even with a little bit of time off here. Tulsa gets set for quite the road trip. Good ball played here, Vukovic. It was good hustle from Malcolm to prevent that.
And that's good play from Vukovic, that, you know, after 86 minutes, the veteran was up there still attacking.
Metro PCS corner kick for the Roughnecks. Metro PCS wireless figured out. We talked about that schedule. Roughnecks will go on the road August 18th all the way through September 15th. Well, that's the next match here is September 15th, but they're on the road from August 18th to September 9th. And it's back and forth from the center of the country, Dave, at Real Monarchs, at St. Louis, at Swope, at Seattle, and at Portland. So they will get some miles in.
St. Louis is only a mere 6 hours away, isn't it? But you're right, a lot of traveling.
Malcolm using that speed. Past Covarrubias. Leaves it there. Free for a moment. Morton. Oh, the ref's going to point towards a goal kick. Boy, Uzo has had a tough time so far tonight.
Yeah, it was good defending, though, from the Roughnecks again, but Colorado still knocking on the door late on here with the breakaways. Vukovic just struggling a little bit there. I think he's okay now. Tavares is just getting ready, I think, if the Roughnecks did need a third sub, which they might do, of course, to eat up a little bit of the clock.
Schweitzer out wide. Morton one more time intercepts that pass, trying to force it into Jordan Burt.
Josh Morton has had a fantastic game again at the heart of the defense.
Morton and Munoz have played extremely well tonight, and that is key for them.
Yeah, very good defensive partnership. Gamble still buzzing around the field. I think Eti Tavares is going to come on.
I believe you're right.
Might be for Gamble, who's really put a shift in tonight.
I think he might leave Gamble. Shot directly at Gentry, does well with it. The youngster. I'm going to guess maybe Ferrara.
Good save.
Tavares.
Good save from Gentry there. Got everything behind it. Well done to the young goalkeeper.
Looking for his first win.
Yes, I believe he played in the Open Cup, didn't he?
He did, yes.
FC Wichita, and the 4-3, was it? 4-3 defeat, wasn't it?
Still ways to go here.
Obviously would have loved a clean sheet, but say again, nothing he could have done about the Taylor Hunter opener.
We'll have stoppage time announced. 3 minutes should be on the board. It is 3. Gentry's going to get called into action off of his line. Morton there one more time. Quick turn from Cervania. Tries to push it to the corner flag, not much on it. Foul now there on the Roughnecks. And the sub.
Yeah, you're right, my friend. Well done. Good prediction on the substitution. But now the Switchbacks will throw everybody forward, of course. Keeper comes out to take this one and will thump it forward. Just hoping for a knockdown. Line of 5 orange shirts at the back.
I can't leave you hanging, my friend. I had someone in my ear tell me that that sub was going to happen.
And I knew that you knew that as well.
Mustachioed wonder, Alan.
Referee not happy. Wants that one taken. He wasn't quite ready. He had his back to the plate. Roughnecks line fairly high here. Now they drop.
Plati. That's a hand.
And that's what you probably didn't want from one of your players if you're Coach Ensign, just putting pressure on again to chase Gentry's goal now.
Yep, corralled it there with the arm off of the bounce.
Maybe the coach would say, well, do that up in the top corner, but not kind of 25 yards from your goal. Left of centre, but a decent opportunity here for the Switchbacks late on.
Suggs has 2 goals. Referee has the line set where he wants. It's a 3-man wall now. We'll see Robinson join in on the edge. Here's Suggs looking for placement. The header. And Gentry went down early, but it's a goal kick now coming up for the Roughnecks. They avoid danger, and Colorado turned away on that free kick.
Yeah, decent ball in from Suggs here with that trusty left foot. And on the end of it was Uzo, but he heads it just wide. Frustrating if you're a Switchbacks fan. Delight if you're a Roughnecks fan.
Sent out of play there by Chase Gentry.
Brady Ballou, they would have been pleased to have got away with that on the Roughnecks.
They've got to be happy with it at this stage in the game, and now they're getting a chance, so maybe we've...
Another foul here. Mirkovic stand directly in front of the ball so they can't go quick. Suggs will have another opportunity here. This gives me a chance to tell you that the Roughnecks are excited about their Titan Sports and Performance Center partnership, official training center for the Roughnecks. You can check out their website for more info on what Titan has to offer at titansportscomplex.com.
Keepers up. This must be the last chance for the Colorado Switchbacks here in Oklahoma. They must, as the referee just has to sort out a big melee of players. As I say, keepers up, giving instructions to Suggs. Again, you have to say probably not the most sensible place to give away a free kick.
Boy, they're still in there shoving. Vukovic has an armful. Morton is actually locked up with one of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks players. It's Jamal Jack. Radchuk wants Jack to come over so he can have a few words with him. And Morton as well.
And this is where you don't want the bear hug situation that we saw in the World Cup and the referee to give a penalty from the Roughnecks point of view. Obviously, if you're a Switchbacks fan, you just want any header on the end of this one.
Boy.
Big scrum of play.
Radchuk is definitive in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Suggs ball curling in. And that'll do it.
Well, that was Josh Morton with the final header, and take a bow, that young man, for the Roughnecks. That was an incredible defensive header, and the Roughnecks have their second win of the season.
Poiti is angry as he makes his way off the pitch. Has the gloves off already and is headed on his way to the locker room. And there's a look at Joaquin Rivas. His 71st minute goal, 9th of the season, and game winner tonight for the Roughnecks as he came on as a sub for the very first time this season. More importantly, though, the Roughnecks, Dave Saunders, have win number 2 on the season and the second win for new head coach Michael Ensign.
And I have to say, Pop, on the over the 93 minutes, I think they deserved it. I think they, you know, they hit the post early on. They really took the game to the team that were in 9th place, and then didn't panic when they fell behind. You know, a terrible time to concede a goal just before half-time, but they kept their powder dry, came out, sensible substitutions, and well done. You know, 2 quality goals, you have to say, from the Roughnecks as well. You know, great spirited performance from Colorado Switchbacks. They'll have to pick themselves up for their quest to get in the top 8, but tonight you have to congratulate the bottom side, who might not, after tonight's results, be bottom of the league. Well done to the Roughnecks, their second win only of the season.
Well, and it has to feel good if you're the Roughnecks, because you came away from that Colorado Springs match a few weeks ago feeling Well, you outplayed them. You got outscored 4-2 in that game with the brace there from Maben. But this has to be a little bit of sweet revenge for the Roughnecks tonight to capture victory number 2. And let's see exactly how they did it with our highlights from tonight. And we'll start with the first half. And things got off to a quick start. Here's Michael Gamble hitting the post on this ball from Ferrara. And that was Gamble getting involved early, and he stayed involved, Dave, throughout the entire match.
And we made that point in commentary. He had to stay lively, and he did. This was a great ball in. We thought that should have been a corner but off Ercoloni, but the Roughnecks were banging on the door in the first half.
DJ Dean, the other youngster in the starting 11 tonight. We'll keep an eye on him as he tracks here.
DJ Dean had a great performance tonight. He was involved in the build-up there. That was Sylvania with a shot then, but then, you know, the Switchbacks are made of stern stuff, and they came forward here. That was a shot. Chase Gentry would have been pleased on his first start making that save, but here's the goal right on half-time. Lovely cross here, and there is the fullback coming up and heading it home, and that was 1-0 to the Switchbacks at half-time.
Let's move to the second half, where Gamble continues to do it all. Watch this. Morton here, just continuing with the hustle. The angle is there, left-footed ball, hammers it towards the front post, beats Poiti, and Michael Gamble, goal number 2 for him in his professional career with the Tulsa Roughnecks.
If anybody deserved a goal tonight, it was that young man. Great performance, but again, the game wasn't dead. Back came the Switchbacks in this second half.
This is Burt. Rising ball, it was hammered into the crowd. And here is Joaquin Rivas and the game winner. But it's all set up by Isaac Diaz. Center circle, perfectly played ball. One touch here. Left foot pokes it through. And on as a sub, and goal number 9 for Joaquin Rivas. And that sends the Roughnecks to 3 points on the night against the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. One more look at it from the reverse angle, Dave, and what a finish.
What a finish. He'd only been on the field about 3 minutes. What was great about that, he drew the keeper, and then like a great goal scorer, just dinked it over the top of him, and that was the game winner, 2-1.
A costly loss for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC here on the road in Tulsa, and that foundation building into the rest of the year and looking forward to 2019, picking up a little bit of momentum tonight with the Roughnecks beating a team that is going to fight for one of those final spots in the playoffs with their 2-1 win over Colorado Springs. Want to say thank you to everyone involved in the game tonight. Thank you to Brady Ballou, our third member of the broadcast crew. Thank you to the camera crew for doing a great job as always. We have the best crew in all of USL with the camera angles that we have here as Michael Incian makes his way off the field victorious for the second time in his coaching career with the Roughnecks. And thank you, my friend Dave Saunders. Great job tonight. We will not be back at One Oak for over a month, September 15th against San Antonio FC. We'll be right back here at One Oak Field, ready to go to continue to build momentum towards the end of the season. Final score for the final time. Thank all of you for watching on Cox Your View and ESPN Plus. The Roughnecks winners with 3 points, a 2-1 victory over Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Have a good night from all of us here in downtown Tulsa.
It takes more than just medicine to save a life. It takes courage, patience, and determination. Thank you for a century of trust and the privilege to serve you. Hillcrest Medical Center, serving Oklahoma for 100 years.
PSO Power Hours customers talk about their new thermostat.
The fact that you get a free thermostat, it's quite a perk.
Makes your house a smart home because of the Wi-Fi thermostat.
Can get the app on my phone and I can adjust the thermostat as I need it.
Just pull out the phone, you can turn it to what you want it to, and whenever you walk in, the house is nice and cozy.
Right,
and,
exactly.
I mean, I love that feature.
See your program options and sign up today at psoklahoma.com/power hours.
Osage Casino Hotel is your premier venue for total entertainment. Whether it's date night, game night, guys night, or ladies night out, it's always your night. Make it unforgettable at Osage Casino Hotel in Skytook and Ponca City.
Stuff. When you don't want it, what do you do with it? Go to TulsaRefuse.org. There, you'll learn what to do with stuff you don't know what to do with. Just give us a click. TulsaRefuse.org. It's what you do when you don't know what to do with stuff.
Family pass downs are pretty dang good. It's a good feeling when they start getting responsible for things, and the vehicle's a big part of that.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years and all the stories you can tell with Athena.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get 18% of MSRP cash back on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT pickups when you finance with GM Financial. That's $9,000 on this Silverado. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.